Hi, my name is Allie. Mike Wall produced this video in order to better illustrate what we do to sell your property for more money in less time. According to Mike Wall, principal of the Love Ohio Living team, there are 3 things to determine whether a property will or will not sell. The first item is how your property is priced. Pricing is something that is controlled by the market. The value of a property is determined by what buyers are willing to pay. What we will do today is provide you with data that you can use to help you make the best educated decision on what buyers are willing to pay for your home today. The second thing that determines if a property will or will not sell is how it shows. Are there knickknacks on the shelves? Is the house impeccably clean? Is there anything that needs repair? Today, it is just as important that a property shows online as well as it shows in person. Nowadays, buyers sell us the list of properties they want to see, and they're disregarding houses that might have been great candidates simply based on the number of photographs, the quality of the photographs, whether the agent used a virtual tour or a video tour, and how the house is marketed online. One interesting thing is that our MLS allows for a great number of photos. As a buyer, if you saw less than the maximum number of photos, you might think something was wrong with the property or that the agent didn't know what they were doing. This is critically important since the research shows that a property with 6 or more photos gets 366% more views than a property with less than 6. Getting hundreds more views can help your house sell faster. But just taking photos won't do any good unless the house is properly staged. That's why we offer a complimentary 2-hour staging consultation. We'll send in a professional who will walk through your house room by room to maximize space and address aesthetic issues. The third thing that will determine if a property will or will not sell is how it's marketed, and that's something that the Love Ohio Living team can control. The National Association of Realtors does this study called the Profile of Buyers and Sellers. The data shows that more than a third of all sales last year came from real estate agents telling other agents to come and see your house with their buyers. Keller Williams Realty is now the largest real estate agency in North America and growing at the fastest rate. If people are coming in from out of the state, they're most likely contacting a Keller Williams agent before making their first step. The marketing we do to our agents often sells our listings before they ever hit MLS. We send electronic flyers to these agents to help ensure that your house is at the top list of houses that the buyer is going to see with their agent. The average agent will probably do this once. We do this continuously until the house sells. We target the top 20% of agents in the area because it's the top 20% that sell 80% of the houses. We identify those agents and make sure that those agents have the information about your property, including the virtual tour, the most accurate pricing, photographs, features, and all of the benefits of living in your area. And we'll do that continuously from the day we list until the time we get your house sold. We also identify all of the properties in your specific market that are comparable in pricing, condition, and location. We reach out to the agents who are marketing those houses for sale, whether the houses are active today, pending, recently sold, expired, withdrawn, or off the market for any reason, and we ask for a copy of the showing reports. Our goal is to identify buyers' agents who have shown their buyers their houses. That identifies the group of most qualified buyers looking in your neighborhood. We've had our greatest success using this strategy with agents who represented expired or sold listings, since that house is off the market anyway. It's just one more tool that sets us apart from the competition. We'll talk about the house at our local sales meetings, which are attended by the top 20% of the agents in our area. And since Keller Williams represents the largest group of agents in this area, your houses will get more exposure than from any other agent at any other company who says that they're going to do the same thing. We call a buyer's agent and ask a series of questions designed to engage and convert the buyer to a sale. Is your client interested in the house? Would you like to make an offer? If they're not interested in making an offer, we want to find out what we can do to change that situation. The responses to these questions forms the basis of our research, and it tells us how to shift our marketing if necessary. Was it just a taste issue? Was it a pricing issue? We'll work to identify these issues so that you can work with us to make any of the changes needed. Before we move to other ways the Love Ohio Living team markets your property, it's useful to look quickly at one thing we don't do, and that's print advertising. It's here that many agents spend 90% of their budget, but it only accounts for about 3% of sales. It's no wonder that many agents average less than 5 transactions a year. Today's buyers have shifted their search to online resources, so it's here that the Love Ohio Living team puts significant resources. 30% of all buyers found the actual house that they purchased on the internet. That's a big number, so we target our marketing for maximum exposure. Your property will be featured not only on Keller Williams websites, but on other brokerage sites as well, like RE/MAX, Sibcy Klein, Coldwell Banker, and many more. We make sure that your property is showcased across all brokerages. The Love Ohio Living team also advertises on national portals like Trulia, Zillow, Realtor.com, Realestate.com, Housefinder.com, and many more. The fact is that a lot of real estate agents, as well as millions and millions of real estate consumers, use these sites every month. When you go to one of these websites and search for real estate, there's usually something like 27 pages of properties with about 25 properties on each page. The odds that a buyer is going to go to page 2, let alone page 27, is pretty much slim to none. So the role of our technology coordinator is to make sure your property gets maximum exposure every time. The Love Ohio Living team spends over $5,000 a month to make sure your listing is displayed prominently on sites like Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com. Our research shows that we can get up to 10 times the exposure on these sites by paying for the listing to be posted. If a listing agent does not partner with a site like Zillow, their contact information does not appear with the listing. Instead, you'll see 4 other agents who have all paid to be next to the listing. So if a buyer wants more information on your house, they'll have these agents to choose from. And with thousands of houses on the market at any given time, chances are none of these agents have even been inside of the house. They just want to make a sale. So if there's a buyer lead on your house, their goal is to show that buyer as many houses as possible because that increases the chance of them making a sale. When we list a house, our contact information appears right next to the listing. We get to talk directly with the people who are interested in your property. Our research shows we can get up to 10 times the exposure on these sites by paying for the listing to be posted. If a listing agent does not partner with a site like Zillow, their contact information does not appear with the listing. Instead, you'll see 4 other agents who have all paid to be next to the listing. So if a buyer wants more information on your house, they have these agents to choose from. And with thousands of houses on the market at any given time, chances are none of these agents have even been inside of the house. They just want to make a sale. So if there's a buyer lead on your house, their goal is to show that buyer as many houses as possible because that increases the chance of them making a sale. When we list a house, our contact information appears right next to the listing. We get to talk directly with the people who are interested in your property. You can see why 99% of agents whose listing appears on Zillow, Trulia, or Realtor.com don't do this. It's time-consuming, labor-intensive, and it's very, very expensive. But it works, and that's why we do it. The third online resource the Love Ohio Living team leverages are the classified services. Classified services would be sites like Craigslist, Oodle, Backpage, and so on. We have a marketing plan in place that allows us to get the most number of leads, the most number of views for your property. Fourth, we ensure the listing is featured prominently on search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing, MSN, and so on. We're enrolled in a program that charges us for each time someone clicks on our advertisement in this area. So when consumers type things like Cincinnati or Dayton houses for sale, the Love Ohio Living team makes sure our advertising gets the most amount of exposure for your property. Next, the Love Ohio Living team emphasizes organic search results. These are all the non-paid websites that show up when you search, and the 500-pound gorilla of search engines is, of course, Google. We know how Google categorizes search terms, and we make sure we adjust and refine our terms and tactics constantly. There are very few agents who understand how this works, but it's something that the Love Ohio Living team specializes in. Social media is one of the newest evolutions of real estate. When we say social media, we mean sites like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and so on. We use social media to showcase your property on Facebook ads, our Facebook profiles, and on Facebook fan pages. We tweet about your property. We'll blog about your property. We'll even create videos about your property. A website is like a billboard, and most agents' websites are like a billboard in the middle of the desert with only a few people looking at them at any one time. Our goal with your property is to make sure it's featured in the Times Square of billboards. The main difference between our website and another agent's is not the quality of the website, but the amount of traffic that is being driven to it. We're capturing hundreds and hundreds of leads every single month. So in our database, we have thousands of buyer leads. We can type in your address and pull up all of the people who specifically clicked and viewed your house. Or we can look at the properties around you and find out who has been looking at these houses as well. The National Association of Realtors found that nearly 15% of all sales last year came from signs, flyers, and on-site promotions. So the Level High Living team makes sure that we maximize the impact of signs and flyers on each one of our listed properties. Our inside sales team handles all of the buyer leads interested in your property. We make sure to call those leads within 5 minutes of registering. We call thousands of leads a day because maximum exposure can mean top dollar for the sale of your home. With all the ways we work to get your house sold, your next step is the pricing of the house and signing the paperwork to get things moving today.